Are you struggling to consistently make sales for your online business? Well, I'm currently teaching hundreds of online coaches how to make more sales in their business. So, I wanted to teach you the 6 key lessons I've learned over the past few years that allowed me and the people I'm teaching to close new sales every single month. Lesson number one, growing your following is actually keeping you poor. Most of the time you think you just need more leads. You need a bigger audience for whatever reason. But truthfully, that's not the case. You just need to get the right people watching you, and you need to get the right quality of people watching your stuff. Because then you're going to be able to do what I did, which is helping these people for free, these hundreds of people that I'm helping right now for free, just teaching them the advice. And that's because what I've been able to do is extrapolate the most important things I've learned in the past and then use that to teach the right people. I don't care if I have 1 million subscribers or 100,000. If I'm making more money and I'm helping more people, then it's fine. So what you have to understand is likes and cash. The likes you get, the engagement you get does not matter if it's not of the right quality, if it's not of people which you can actually help. And what I mean by this is that, yeah, you might be able to help some people a little bit, but there's other types of people that you can help a ton. And all you have to do is look at, okay, what am I offering right now? What are the things that I actually offer? And then from there, we can break it down to the transformation that you have made. And then just look at people who are trying to make that transformation and only talk to them. Only talk to them in your videos. And not in the sense, of course, you're not just talking like one-on-one to them, but you want to make it feel like that. So this then creates that quality of people who are watching you, therefore making it way easier to make more sales in the future. Again, making more people know you is good, but if you get a bunch of followers and no money, then it doesn't matter. Bringing me to lesson two, you are the problem. You're the issue in your business, not some random strategy or tactic you might learn from one of these gurus that are just trying to make you pay them and buy from them or whatever. You are the problem. You don't understand your market well enough. You don't understand who you're targeting well enough. You don't have the right focus. You don't have the traits that the person who is making the money you want has. So what you need to do is you need to be able to understand what traits, what skills, and what beliefs does this person have that makes the money I want, and then break it down to how you need to behave in order to become that person. And then guess what? The next step is actually behaving in that way. However, right now I know you're emotional and you're impulsive, and you probably don't want to hear that, but you are. You're emotional, you can't stick to one thing, you change up your content strategy, and probably you change your offer every other month because you think, oh, there's this shiny new thing that could work, it's this opportunity, it might work. But you haven't even solved the problems that are actually in your business. You need to look at what is happening right now. Okay, I'm not making money. It's not because my offer or whatever, it's just I'm not doing the work. And I don't know how to do the work. And once you accept that fact, that's actually when you're going to be able to start making more money. To understand how to become that person, because it seems probably a bit vague at the moment, you just have to be consistent in one thing. As consistency in one thing over a very long period of time equals the progress that you want. And then running case studies. So a case study is acting like a scientist. You're testing for different variables. You are testing to improve, to make new, better iterations of what you're doing right now. And to be able to make these iterations, to be able to make that improvement and therefore make the progress and make the money that you want, what you have to do is you have to test for these different things. Therefore, you have to spend the time doing the action. Do the action that is necessary to get to where you want to be. And then what you have to do is then look at, okay, what variable am I testing for? Is this people converting from my videos to my lead magnet? Is this people converting from my lead magnet to booking a call with me? Is it actually my offer and pitching that on a sales call? What are you even fucking testing for? So first you have to understand that, and then do that over an extended period of time where you consistently do the same action with that one change. Don't change anything else, because when you make that one change, that's going to affect other areas. And then you can see, you can look at, okay, this is how it affected how much money I made. This is how it affected in my performance, and there you go. And then do that with every part of your business again and again and again and again. And then eventually what you're going to be able to develop is a clear, replicable system that you're going to be able to use to make so much more progress than you are right now. And then this really just translates over to one big thing, which is the compound effect. The compound effect is where your actions compound and exponentially grow rather than linearly. So you don't make 1K 1 month, and then 2, and then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, and then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10. You're going to go 1, 2, 10, 20. Like, that's how the compound effect can work. Is over a long enough period of time, when you consistently do action, what's going to happen is 1 unit of action isn't going to equal 1 unit of output, of outcome. It's going to equal 2. So, if it's 1 to 2, but before it was just 1 to 1, then if you do 1 to 2, then it's going to be obviously better. You're going to get double the output. And the best thing is that it actually compounds on top of each other. So what I mean by this is that output, then when you have the 2, then it's the 4, then it's 8, then it's etc., etc. So like when you do 10 units of action, and you get 10 units of output, so as you do 10 videos, and then you get 10 sales calls. The next time you do 10 videos, and then you're going to get 20 sales calls. But then the next time you do 10 videos, and it'll probably double, and you'll get 40, and then 80, and it'll keep going. But you have to understand, you have to start with you. You're the problem, you're the one not doing the action, so you have to do this action and be willing to wait a long time. And you have to stop overcomplicating things. It's really simple to book calls and close more sales. So that leads me to lesson number 3. Booking calls is simple. Keep it that way. Stop overcomplicating your business. Don't think you need to go and do ads. Don't think you need to build out a huge team or whatever you might have heard. Use what has worked for you so far, and then use that and just keep doing it and do it better. There is no reason why you need to change what you're doing. Just do more of what you're doing right now, and then eventually when you do as much as possible, the only thing to change is how good the stuff that you do is. So if this thing right here and this, and this across your entire day is all the same thing that you know works, then what you're going to do is run those case studies so that way each one of these things can get better. And then over time, the compound effect will take off, and then you will slowly make these new iterations, which will then allow you to make the progress that you're looking for. And that really just comes from understanding that booking calls is simple. I mean, to break it down is talk to the people you're talking to and understand the problem that they have. When you understand the problem that they have, well, guess what? Then you're going to be able to be like, hey, I have the solution. Because a lot of the time when you can articulate a problem better than somebody else can, they're going to assume you have the solution. And that's because you do. If you can articulate somebody's problem to the degree that they're like, oh my God, how does this guy know more about my life than I do? Then you got it. They're going to be like, okay, what can I do to learn this dude's expertise? Like, I just got out of a call earlier today of a guy who was saying he was willing to pay me $2,000 a month to help him implement some of this stuff. Because I don't have people just pay me to teach them things. I actually help them go into what they do in their business. And I'm not trying to sell you anything, but that's kind of what I do. Just so you can understand where I'm coming from, is that we go into their business and then help them implement this stuff together. Because I don't make money like a lot of these other gurus of just selling some sort of course and then telling you to fuck off. So with that being said, is that all this stuff is coming from my experience in the past, and then I use that to then help other people actually implement this stuff, not just teaching them how. So then I'm teaching you how right now for free. And it really simply comes down to it's being simple. Conversion is simple, closing is simple. However, it's difficult. You need to make the distinction between something being simple and something being easy. About a year ago now, actually a little more than that, I posted a video talking about one of the biggest things that are going to ruin your progress. And I was talking about the distinction you have to make between things being simple and things being easy. Something being easy fundamentally means that more people can do it. Something being simple means that it is doable. It's not complicated in the sense of it's doable with little to no extra action. There's very minimal action you actually have to do, but that doesn't mean that action isn't difficult. That action is difficult not because it's mentally challenging or complex, simply because it takes effort. And that's something you have to understand, is that this effort is something you have to put in, and you're going to have to learn, okay, what effort do I need to put in? What's the right effort? And then really, as you start to learn these things, it's going to give you a great understanding of where to go from there. And then that just ties back to, okay, understanding more about who you're talking to. Because when you put in that effort, you get a better understanding of who you're talking to, and that means they're going to be more likely to accept your help. Because if you're talking to these people and they came from your content, they've already seen you, they already know you can help them, and you're just kind of talking to them. And then what you do is you're like, okay, I can help you with this, John. Is that something you would want help with? Like, is that like you literally ask them, and if they say yeah, then you could book a call with them from there, positioning the call as the solution to whatever problem that they have. But that comes from you putting the effort to learn these problems and learn the solutions, which is something that a lot of people fail to do. So stop being like these kids who don't want to put in the effort. Everybody's weak nowadays. They can't actually commit themselves to something. They don't have the focus. They don't have the mental fortitude to go around these kind of speed bumps or go over top of them, fall over and get back up. You need to develop the resilience that these other people have and keep doing these same simple tasks. Stop trying to just watch some YouTube video because, oh yeah, it could kind of help me, maybe as something. There's no magical solution. But what there is that there's things you can learn along the way. And as you learn these things along the way, you'll book more calls and you'll close more deals, and it's really that fucking simple. And then you can as you book these calls, you'll be able to then make more money, and you can easily get scaled to $10, $15, $20, $25,000 a month just by doing these and emulating these principles that I'm teaching you into your life and business. Talking about overcomplication, that leads me to lesson 4, is you need a simple and clear conversion system. So conversion fundamentally is just moving somebody to the next step of your funnel. But if everything is overcomplicated, you can't focus on one thing, you're not able to do this, then you aren't going to have a clear system. So what we need to do is define this system, focus on this thing, so that way you can then direct your focus into one area. And this system is very simple. It's just by you giving value, and value is created just when pain is alleviated from somebody's life. Pain is mental or emotional discomfort that somebody's currently experiencing when there's something they want but they think they can't have right now. So what you do is identify what that want is and what they believe is stopping them from getting there. And then what you do is talk about the things they need to do to solve that and the things that they need to do to get to that end goal quicker. And then from there, when you talk about that in your content, really talk about that and talk about it just in an educational, clear, structured format. From there, you can bring people to one place, whether that's your Instagram DMs, a lead magnet, or whatever, and then just help them out for free. And then start building connections with these people, and eventually over time, you'll start to build a relationship with these people. And yes, this is going to take time. Yes, this is going to take effort. And yes, this is going to be hard work. But then over time, as you do this, as you get to know more about people, people are naturally going to want more of your help. And then that's where you offer your offer, which is the solution. And as you offer this solution, people are naturally going to be drawn to it because they know you're credible as they've seen what you've done and what you've done for them. Overall, what you give away for free should be better than what a lot of other people give away being paid, because you're naturally going to build what's called relational capital. Relational capital is fundamentally the discrepancy between what you've given in a relationship and what people perceive they've given. And you want to create this gap as large as you can, and you'll start to hear things like, oh my God, thank you so much. I don't never know how I could repay you for this. Or for example, one time what I heard is like, Dustin, seriously, man, thank you so much. I really appreciate what you're doing and how dedicated you are. Seriously, man. Like, somebody actually texted me that before. And I've had another guy text me how he literally said he's fucking grateful that I've helped him over so long. I didn't need to, but he really couldn't be where he's at without me. And by building these relationships and by giving that value, you're naturally going to build a stronger network. But you need to be able to think longer term. You need to be able to think longer term and respect yourself enough to be able to do this and understand that you have value to give. You have things you can help people with. You have skills and you have experiences that you've then learned things from, which you can teach other people that currently don't know them. Overall, this simple conversion system is simply have one place where you get one person. Overall, this simple conversion system is really easy to understand. To summarize it, there's one place of congregation. So you congregate these people to one place, whether it's an online community, a call, DMs, whatever. And then you just have a conversation with one type of person. So choose one type of person you're going to help, and then when you do find these people, start having conversations, start building relationships through one-on-one conversations. And then from there, one offer. So you have one offer that solves one problem for one specific type of person. That's it. Now, bringing back to the respecting yourself thing, the fact that you don't even think that you can actually solve any problems. Or maybe you do, but you're not confident enough. You're not confident enough in the fact that you can actually solve problems. Therefore, that's probably going to result in you not making as much money as you want, which leads me to lesson 5. You don't actually respect yourself. Before I get on to that, if you want an in-depth explanation and clear step-by-step process to implement that conversion system that I was just talking about, then click that first link in the description, and then you can get access to an exclusive money-making course for free. It's just a free thing. There's not like some secret, like low-ticket sort of course that I'm trying to make you buy. It's just a free thing, many hours of content explaining exactly what you would need to do to implement that advice that I was just sharing with you. So now into lesson 5, but you don't respect yourself. Your prices are too low. Your prices are fucking ridiculous. In fact, if you just 10x your price, you'd probably 10x your sales. That's the whole reason you're watching this video anyways. The issue is that you don't want to improve your prices. By improve, I mean grow and increase them and bring up your prices. And you don't want to do this because you know you're going to have to work harder to deliver results, and there's more of a chance of failure, which failure really is just defined as the discrepancy between your expectations and your standards. So that discrepancy, if you expect higher of yourself and your clients expect higher of you because you charge more and you don't live to the standard of action where you can meet or exceed these expectations, then of course you're going to fail. So what you need to do is actually respect yourself, respect your time, value yourself, and stop believing in things that don't benefit you and start doing the action which does. I've talked to hundreds or probably even thousands of online entrepreneurs at this point. And 99% of the reasons why they can't get to where they want to be is simply due to the fact that they always have some sort of excuse. I can't implement this conversion thing. I can't watch this course. I can't do this thing. I can't get on the sales call. I can't change my profile. I can't blah, blah, blah because of whatever bullshit excuse. The issue is that this excuse is just an excuse to excuse themselves so that they can avoid the pain of doing the work. So you have to stop excusing yourself from avoiding the pain and instead face the pain head on, solve the problems, do the work. If you just do the work, you're going to get the results you want, and especially if you have guidance to do it. So take advantage of these opportunities and learn from your past mistakes, the fact that you're not where you want to be, even though you know you could have gotten there, and start doing the work. Stop making excuses, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and just start doing more of the work. Because you're already probably making some money, you already have some sort of following, you've already made some progress. Now it's time to make more and work even harder, double down on what's worked so you can build that momentum back up. Which overall leads me to lesson 6, which is you have to be willing to wait a decade. And what I mean by this is that you shouldn't even be worrying about tomorrow or a week from now or even a month from now. Because truthfully, the money you make is a lagging indicator of the action you do. And it actually lags a lot, especially if you're willing to consistently work and consistently develop your skill set and improve yourself in the sense of your beliefs and traits, so the way you act and the way you behave over a longer period of time. Because the more you go day and day and day and day and do the action and develop these skills, the more they're going to compound, tying it back to the compound effect. So what we need to do is build that momentum and keep riding that wave, but the only way you can do that is if you consistently act in the direction you know you should be over a very long period of time. Define the actual actions and behaviors that the person you want to become, who can achieve the goal you have, would do. Literally break it down to the exact behaviors in the sense of how you perceive things, the decisions you make, the words you say, and the actions you take. Because a lot of the time, you always have some sort of excuse why you can't do this next thing, or you feel sorry for yourself. Instead, just take advantage of the opportunities in front of you and be the type of person that you know can achieve the goal that you have. And that's like taking advantage of that course and the information that I told you can get for free in implementing that into your business right away. Take action. Stop giving some sort of excuse. Stop doing whatever nonsense you're probably doing right now. And instead, focus on what can I do today to take the next step and improve where I'm at so I can get closer to where I want to be. And slowly, over a very long period of time, if you're doing this on your own without any external help, eventually you'll probably figure out what works. However, you do have to be willing to wait a very long time. Now, of course, you'd like the results to come sooner. Who wouldn't? It's fine that you want results to come sooner. It's fine that you want this stuff. And honestly, it's probably really fucking painful for you right now that you're not making the sales that you want. So what's the easiest way to actually start making progress faster? Well, that's simply by learning from somebody who has. And if you can define learning as changing your behavior when you're given a similar experience, so you're experiencing the same thing, which is doubt that this thing will work. Well, if you behave like somebody who has achieved what you want to achieve, then you're going to be able to achieve that thing. That's just verbatim what I'm going to tell anybody who says otherwise. It's the truth. It's objectively. If you do what somebody else did and in the same condition that they were in, then you're going to be able to make the progress that they made. And the best part about this is that your behavior eventually determines your condition. Therefore, if you act in the right way enough, you're going to change your environment and your condition, because sometimes you don't have control over where you're at right now, but you can have control over the action you do. Therefore, I've created a free private community that exclusive Money Making Methods course is inside of, where I'm teaching online coaches exactly like yourself how to start booking more calls, closing more deals, and really becoming the type of person who's able to achieve what they set out to achieve, which is done through learning from somebody who has and implementing these systems into their business faster. Now go click the top link in the description right now to join so you can take the first step to changing your life and growing your business. Or don't take action like those people that are spamming random content that doesn't convert. Maybe you get some views and probably you have some sort of following, but it doesn't matter if you're not making the money you want. And eventually, honestly, those people are just going to live a mediocre life, not get the results they want, and overall become average. Now the question is that what you want? Is that the type of person you want to be? The choice is yours, and I think we both know which is the right one.